So when I look at Colorado's ballot, I have actually not seen Colorado's ballot. I've read some articles and I've looked at Ballotpedia, so I have a sense of what Colorado's ballot is supposed to be. I heard they're supposed to send it out not this Friday but last Friday, and I haven't got my ballots yet, so I'm gonna have to go to the clerk's office in order to find where the hell my ballot is. So Colorado is going to be a part of Super Tuesday. So if you live in Colorado, you must go out and you must go vote. The first presidential primary in 20 years has happened in Colorado. It's usually caucuses, but they're gone in terms of the presidential primaries. They're still around, but not to vote for president. The primaries are here. So they're here, Colorado. Who the fuck are you going to vote for? 3.4 million voters are in Colorado. Generally, we're thought of a swing state, but we've been Democrat. We have a super liberal Democrat as governor, and because we're the first state to legalize marijuana, I feel like we're the front lines. We're the, what do they call that? The vanguard, right? So Colorado is the vanguard for the progressive movement all across America. Unaffiliateds make up 40% of the voting bloc in Colorado, so that's the biggest group, not Democrats, Republicans, but the independents. Most new voters are unaffiliated, and 3.4 million voters. So those people are going to vote in the general election, too, hopefully for, the Democrat or the person that looks best to beat, that Fuhrer. So the old Fuhrer, right? What's the old Fuhrer up to? Man, I wonder if he's, watching TV or eating McDonald's, steak with ketchup. He's so humble. He's like us with all the makeup, right? When you wake up and you put your and then the bronzers, when you paint your face up, I mean, women might be able to understand, but I would say most men probably don't understand. I mean, George Washington wore a wig. So I guess that's consistent with, these Fuhrers having feminine qualities. So yeah, Donald wears makeup, huh? Donald wears makeup. Crazy. He also doesn't know how to shop for goddamn groceries. He thinks you need an ID to buy cereal. And anyways, first presidential primary in 20 years, caucuses are gone. People who are now 17 years of age but will be 18 by November 3rd can vote in the primary. 2 felons who are on parole can vote, but they're not the incarcerated. So if you're on parole and you're roaming about freely, but if you're in jail, you can vote if you're on parole, but you can't vote if you're in jail. And people are 17 before the general election, but will be 18 by November 3rd, 2020 can vote in the primary also. 3 times as many people live in Colorado than Nevada, 3.4 million voters. 3.4 million voters. So it's 1 million voters in Nevada, so think about how important that is. Who Colorado chooses is just as vital as all these other beginning states, because Colorado is just symbolically the first in the nation, the first one that had the, cojones, the first with the courage, bravery to legalize something that should have been, never illegal in the first place. Something that's as America as an apple pie. Marijuana. Marijuana is just, we have an endocannabinoid system, meaning our body yearns for. We're actually not complete without marijuana. That's what the endocannabinoid system suggests. So Colorado's ballot is fucked up. Ballot. So I feel like a lot of people are going to fuck up when it comes to Colorado's ballot because you got John Delaney, Michael Bennett, Andrew Yang, Cory Booker, Marianne Williamson, and Deval Patrick, who have all dropped out. So if you get Colorado, right, you did all the work to go ahead, register to vote. Ooh, I registered to vote. I got my ballot. Look at this, Cory Booker. I'm voting for you, Mr. Booker. If you vote for Cory Booker, if you vote for Andrew Yang, Marianne Williamson, Deval Patrick, Michael Bennett, or John Delaney, if you vote for John Delaney, I don't even think you're a good fucking I think you're a piece of shit. Not only are you a terrible person, but you wasted your vote. You wasted your vote. You might as well have voted Green or Libertarian, right? Isn't that what they say about the third parties? You waste your vote if you vote for third parties, except for your vote actually counts and it goes to that person. Meanwhile, you voted for people that dropped out. That Cory Booker's like, I don't want your vote, and they're like, I don't give a shit. You're going to be fucking president, motherfucker. God, that's some over the top, and that's how much you love these people. That's they told you not to vote, but you did it anyway. So I guess that shows your independent freedom-loving spirit. So shit, yeah. I mean, you went out and voted for John Delaney. You voted for Cory Booker. You voted for Marianne Williamson. You might as well just, sat the fuck home and ignore politics. Don't even pay attention to the system or who's running shit. Just, go freely float about. Just be a floater. In some ways, voting for Yang would show you believed in something. You believed in the idea of universal basic income. So I think that might tell us some kind of story. But ultimately, the story is the voters of Marianne Williamson, Deval Patrick, Cory Booker, Andrew Yang, Michael Bennet, John Delaney don't know what the fuck is going on. They go into the ballot box. Some people just shouldn't be voting. They had the ballot, and they was like, oh, I like this person, without even seeing if they were still in the race. They haven't been paying any attention. Oh, yeah, I kind of like him. He's okay. They told you not to. Okay, so in some ways, Yang says something, but I think overall, it's they should take the names off the ballot, but they have to officially withdraw. If they don't officially withdraw, then the name stays on there. If your name's going to stay on the ballot, then why wouldn't you just, stay in the campaign? Collect those, votes and then use that as kingmaker. Use that as, a pawnbroker to give your delegates to, other candidates of your choice. So therefore people will, say, hey, what do you see in this world? Andrew Yang was supposed to take his delegates to the convention. Unfortunately, he didn't do that. He looked really smart and looked like he was sophisticated in understanding. It seemed like he had an understanding of the system pretty good. If he would have held on to those delegates and waited to the convention, he would have got universal basic income instituted in America, but he fucking quit, so he dropped out. So then maybe he didn't have a good understanding at all about American politics. So you're going to have, Tom Steyer, Bernie Sanders, Liz Warren, Amy Klobuchar, Michael Bloomberg, Pete Buttigieg, and Tulsi Gabbard are all going to be on the ballot in Colorado, and a bunch of people that's dropped out, and then a bunch of unknown people, a bunch of people that's, never been to a debate, never, I don't even think they've even bought a TV ad or knocked on anybody's doors. I don't even think they told anybody else. They just went and filed the filing fee and then just went home. So Rock De La Fuente III, Rocky, that's, old Rocky De La Fuente, he's in California too. Robert Carl Wells Jr., and Rita Krzyzewski. So Robert Carl Wells Jr., Rita Krzyzewski, and Rock De La Fuente III. Rita Krzyzewski, is that Ukrainian? Is it Russian? Robert De La, who are you people? Who are you people? Why are you in this race? I'm going to have to Google you to find out who the hell you are, but that's what? You just put on a website and then just didn't do shit? I don't know who you are. You haven't tried to win me over. So there's unknowns on Colorado's ballot. There's, a bunch of people who have dropped out. So I don't think Colorado's ballot is going to be, totally perfect. Also, a big problem with Colorado's ballots, a lot of people do this. If you're unaffiliated, you get both the Republican and the Democrat ballots. Some people say, oh, shit, I get to vote, for both of them, and they fill both of them out, but you actually cancel your vote out when you do that. So if you're unaffiliated, you're only allowed to vote in one of the primaries, not in both of them. So you got to pick which one. But that's the thing about the open primaries. It's better to be unaffiliated because you double your power. It's like who you're going to vote for. If you're a Republican, it'd be best to be unaffiliated because then you can jump in the Democratic primary and vote for the worst candidate, therefore taking ours. So that's the problem with open primaries. If you're registered Republican, you got to vote Republican. If you're registered Democrat, you got to vote for Democrat. But if you're unaffiliated, you can vote for, whichever political party you wish to vote for. And but you got to pick one. You got to pick just one. The last thing I'm going to mention is about the Republican side. So the Republican side, you got Zoltan, Gayurko, Istvan, Bill Weld, Robert Ardini, and Matthew John Mattern. And yeah, all these people are running against Donald Trump. I think it's hilarious that Fox News keeps on reporting about the Republican primary. So it was like, oh my God, Donald Trump won Iowa. Oh my God, Donald Trump won New Hampshire. I mean, I bet it's, nostalgia for when he was a champion coming up out of nowhere. but there's no competition. Nobody is seriously running against Donald Trump that has, you know, a national campaign. Nobody has a serious national campaign running against Donald Trump. So these guys are just assholes. They throw their fucking names on these ballots. They didn't get their names on all 50 states, but, you know, for Colorado, if you want, you know, Zoltan Gayurko Istvan, is that Russian too? What is going on here? Is that Ukrainian? I mean, that's fine, but it's just interesting. Ardini, was that Italian? Bill Weld, Matthew John Mattern. Okay, so they're gonna they're not gonna win. I mean, he won like 97% in those races. So I just think it's, you know, hilarious. Like, oh my God, he won 98% of Iowa. So all of Iowa just absolutely adore him. No, he's the only one in the race. But I'm such a stable genius. Let me see. Oh, Donald. I'm Donald Trump. Oh, I'm such a stable genius. Look how I can win in these contests with nobody's help. All by myself. I'll work on that. I'm Donald Trump. I am Donald Trump. And I'm a stable genius. I'm Donald Trump. It made me laugh, so yeah, so who gives a fuck, right? The Republican ballots in Colorado for the primary, it doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? It's going to be Donald anyways. But Joe Walsh is in there, and Joe Walsh dropped out, so they're going to, you know, fuck up too. They got 6 choices, and, you know, at least one of them have already dropped out. The other 5 are unknowns, and then Donald Trump. So yeah, Republicans should just unregister, become unaffiliated, and then vote in the Democratic primaries and vote for, you know, the worst one, Amy Klobuchar. If I was Republican, or, yeah, Bloomberg, or Klobuchar or Bloomberg, that's the best way to sink the Democratic Party, right? Pick the most far-right-wing conservative, neoliberal piece of shit. There you go, yeah, Amy Klobuchar. She's going to, you know, go toe-to-toe with Donald. I think any of these candidates with the Democratic machine behind them can shine like diamonds. So I don't think it's just, you know, it's not over till the fat lady sings, and technically the fat lady don't sing until July, at the July convention. The fat lady is not going to sing, not the Baconator, not Klobuchar. She's going to sing, hopefully next election. But if she wins another one, then perhaps, I mean, these are just the neoliberals, right? So it's like, do we want Pete? Maybe we want Klobuchar. What about Bloomberg? What about Biden? What about Warren? I mean, fuck it. I mean, shit. Everybody's talking about her before. I mean, I'd settle for Warren better than Bernie. What the hell? So I think as long as there's these infighting, let's get a couple more Republicans in the race. No. Yeah, okay, so Colorado, pay attention to who's on the ballot. Make sure make sure they haven't dropped out. If you are considering the unknowns, take a look at them. I'll actually research these ones that I've listed here just to see, you know, if they're worthy of my vote. And, yeah, make sure you go vote for Bernie. Run, Bernie, run. Burn, baby, burn. Burn, baby, burn, baby, burn, baby, burn. Anyways, peace.